heard what beauty DTM Abhijit brought into the podium today by talking about a story which we all relate with. Some things which need not have an explanation but can be told very politely and still drive an impact. DTM Abhijit, your speech today had that very element that people miss out in their day-to-day lives, and not only in office but in personal lives as well. The way it related to me specifically was that it's not always necessary to shout out at the top of your lungs of what you have done. Sometimes you can talk to people politely, in a whisper fashion, and still get the more merit out of it. So beautiful speech title, selection first of all, and then knitting the story around it was very well done. First part was you started with January, the appraisal cycle. We all relate with it. January is the appraisal for most of us, and if not, the appraisal cycle is something that everybody kind of attends to, and then start doing in the fashion the manager wants. The second element came into your story was the comparison with friends. You compared your increment to Toastmaster Avinash and then to Toastmaster Rajesh, and both of them got it more than you, so wishfully you get more than them the next time. But then the relation builds up that yes, we are, for me it was the Rancho moment. In 3 Idiots movie, the moment even in my school, when you get bad marks, you are unhappy. But when your friend gets better marks than you are more unhappy. Because the comparison kicks in that, why did he get more than me? So that's a human element, which made the story more relatable. And then the ways of dealing with unheard whisper. You kind of gave in the audience of how you can deal with it. The first one was telling the manager by end of day what work is done. Then doing something like a short whisper, telling your kids that how it should be done. Telling your honey how it should be done. And then you jumped into the conclusion, which was your mode, how you can make an impact, how you can make an impression. And that was, I think, very well rounded up to summarize the story. So very well done on that part, but I have a few commendations with which I would want to challenge you. The first one is the start. The start to me came bland. It could be more impactful. You started making that I got my appraisal this time around in January. How many of you, and I did it only to impress the audience, my manager, how many of you did the same? And let the audience respond back. Some may not have their appraisals in January, some may have it in June, but still the audience will get more attuned to the speech. The second recommendation is in terms of the inactions. You had a beautiful storyline of the temple worship and updating the manager by IoT. It could be done even more fluently by something like this. I go to the temple every Saturday and I pray to Lord Shiva, Shiva, get me this girlfriend. Same way, you all should go to your manager by the end of the day and say, Manager Jyoti, I have completed 1, 2, 3, all the 3 tasks given by you. And this unheard whisper will relate with you forever. So that's a way of how you can enact and make it more empowering to say what the message is. The third and the most important recommendation is the impact. The impact of how your communication style is. I think it can be done with a story. The story you made about what is the impact, how you create, how do you make an impression. But if there is a story around what's your communication style, just like all the other elements, people were able to relate with your honey, with your Avinash, Rajesh aspects. If you can talk about what your communication style is with a story example, probably people will remember this speech forever. With these 3 recommendations, having said that, DTM Abhijit brings in a lot of flavor from the multiple pathways he has done in. There is brilliance in the way you enact a story. There is brilliance in the way you can bring value, and you continue to bring value to the audience members. I look forward to such beautiful speeches in future as well. And thank you for giving this unheard whisper title, which will remain with me at least forever. Thank you very much.